Alrighty guys, so welcome back for yet another Dokkan I should say, Dragon Ball Legends video. They actually dropped a new Whis as well as Golden Frieza. Let me actually try to pull up their card arts here. There we go. So as you guys can see again, it's a new Golden Frieza as well as a new Whis. Both of these two units are going to be dropping. And again, Whis is going to be introducing some sort of new mechanic. Because I believe it's in the Dragon Ball Legends Twitter. I believe they mention it. It should be over here. That Whis is gonna apply a new obscure effect to an enemy on special arts hit to turn their cards face down and shuffle them. So basically what that means is, I guess the way you could see it is like maybe Whis is gonna apply like a randomizer effect where immediately when the special move card hits, all of your cards are gonna like again turn into like a different form of a card. So very clearly you're not gonna know if it's gonna be a blast, a strike, a green card, or a blue card. So they're gonna be like completely different. They're gonna be completely changed into something else that you know we won't be able to recognize to know what it is. And then I think, based off of what, again, it has been said, it's going to shuffle them. So you won't know which one is which. You know, along with, again, it being, I believe there's something in the data where I think it's like a gray colorish, where it like it literally turns all the cards, like, again, face down so you don't know what it is. And it's like a gray color. And I think it has like a question mark on it too. So again, Whis is basically going to hit you with that on a special move upon hit. So it's going to add, again, like a really weird, like, you know, you don't know what your next move is going to be because, again, you don't know what you have in your hand. So that's kind of like the new mechanic that this Whis is going to be getting. So I expect this Whis to be not broken, but extremely annoying moving forward. Golden Frieza, on the other hand, is a bit of a surprise. I thought they would have dropped maybe some other, maybe like Angel, maybe like a new Vados along with Whis, but no, they decided to go with the Tournament of Power Angel Golden Frieza. In fact, one of his animations was when he betrays Frost, and he just, like, you know, does a little beam attack. But anyways, we do have the translations over here, courtesy of Zed, over here on Twitter. So we're going to start with Golden Frieza. So Golden Frieza's main ability restores his own health by 30%, so again, a very nice amount, and he gets 20 ki. So again, not as much ki as I would have liked, or as, you know, many other main abilities, you know, give him. But again, 20 ki is still 20 ki. He destroys all of your own, so he destroys his entire hand and randomly draws 4 new ones. So that's interesting. And again, this is a pretty good main ability if you're trying to like extend a combo, you know, and you don't have any cards. You just pop his main, get 20 ki, and he draws 4 new ones. And then he nullifies enemies, so he basically nullifies cover changes for 10 timer counts. So this is a really good thing to do if you want to draw someone out. Like, say, for example, if you want to, like, basically bait someone into, you know, covering into their Gogeta, you know, you could bait them with a couple of arts cards, pop your main, you nullify special cover change, they go into Gogeta, you can then, like, Rising Rush Gogeta, or, like, destroy him with a combo. And then he cancels attribute downgrades and then of normal conditions. Again, this is pretty standard. Cancels enemy buff effects. That's really nice. And then 20 timer count. So again, the very low timer count is essentially what I was kind of getting at with this part of his passive, or this part of his main ability, I should say. Where again, it's going to be good if you want to like extend a combo and like get rid of a unit, especially if you have like a Rising Rush in your pocket. So his first passive applies the following effects when battle starts. 90% to damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled. 20% to blast damage, cannot be cancelled. Okay, this is actually interesting because, again, this is going to also increase. So in total, he's going to be getting like 110 to blast. Because, again, this is just a general damage. This is everything. This is specifically to blast. Reduces damage by 50% and has a permanent card draw speed by 1 level. So that's going to be really good for him. And then he reduces his blast and special move arts cost by 5. So these buffs right here cannot be cancelled, and this activates immediately when the battle begins. So this is very good already. And very easily, again, he's going to be a blast space unit. They're basically begging you to basically just use blast-based attacks with this guy, because again, this with that and this along with it is just ridiculous. Applies the following effects every single time an arts card is drawn while this character is on the battlefield. So this is going to go hand in hand with this right here. Restores health by 2%, restores ki by 10, 10% to damage inflicted, activates 6 times, cannot be cancelled. So he gets another 60% damage. And then 10% to special move damage. Okay. So like I was saying, this I think is such a huge part of it, but because if you can get lucky and you draw just a ton of blast cards when he randomly draws 4 new ones, with this, along with this Frieza is going to be doing ludicrous amounts of damage. Like, I don't think you guys understand how stupidly good he is already just with this. Because again, he's getting 110 to blast damage already from this. He's getting card draw speed. He's reducing the cost of his blast cards. And then every single time an arts card is drawn, so every single time he draws a card, again, he has card draw speed. He's getting health, he's getting ki, and he's getting damage. And if you draw a blast card, and you build this up, because again, it activates 6 times and it cannot be cancelled. So this stays, if I'm, again, translating this correctly. That means this Frieza is getting 170% to blast damage. Like, this guy is going to be doing stupid amounts of damage with blast. And this is only his first passive in conjunction with his main ability, which only requires 20 timer counts. Like, that's not hard. Okay, of course. Inflicts all enemy tags Saiyan with attribute downgrade plus 20 to all arts cost for 10 timer counts. So essentially, the enemy is going to be forced to use their blast, not their strike, because you don't want to use 40 ki on a strike. So this is going to be really annoying, but it's only for 10 timer counts. The following effects occur upon... Okay, so this, again, this is... I'm going back to this over and over again, but trust me, this is going to be super important. So on top of getting all of this stupid buffs, every single time you land a blast, reduces next damage sustained by 20%, and he gets 50%, so that's 70%. And it's until the enemy combo finishes, so this guy could very easily eat a Rising Rush. Nullifies unfavorable, so he becomes type neutral. Again, this goes in hand with the fact that he could probably eat a Rising Rush. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade. Okay, so basically he's going to make it so that they only can use blast, because again, this is making it so that it's going to be impossible for them to use a strike. The following effects occur after enemy attack is over. 30% to restores 30% of damage received as his own health. Reduces enemy Dragon Balls by 1, activates twice. Okay. Dude, this Frieza stupidly busted. Like, everything this guy does is stupidly good. I don't know, like... Because again, you have this, which is again basically just general damage. This is again from him drawing cards. And this, of course, does go hand in hand with like his damage overall and his blast and all that. But this is really going to make it super annoying to fight him. Because he's basically making it impossible for you to use your arts. Like your arts cards. Like, because this is to all of them. I just realized that because I thought it was just strike. No, this is to all of them. Like, he's becoming type neutral, he's getting extra damage reduction. And then he's getting this when the enemy's combo is, like, over. So if you eat a Rising Rush, you can then heal 30% of that as your own health. Because it's until the enemy attack is over. Then you destroy their... I mean, this is basically useless after a Rising Rush, because again, they don't have any more Dragon Balls. This is going to be nice, but, like... Dude, this Frieza's busted. Like, he's so stupidly good. Okay, let's see what his blue card does. So he does massive pierce damage. So it's not massive impact. And like, he becomes type neutral for 3 counts. So again, this is going to be a really good blue card. And then you get a guaranteed inflict extreme bleed. Alright, let's see what his green card does. 40 key. Okay. Dude, this green card is so good. God damn it. 20% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. Again, this along with this fully built up and this. Again, that's 170 right there. Plus the extra 20%, that's 190%. The following effect occurs on hit. Draws a special move arts card next. Activates once, so blue card. And then, of course, heavy bleed or extreme bleed. This is heavy bleed. Cancels enemy attribute upgrades. Strike arts, blast arts, special arts, move arts. Okay. So he is basically what? He has blast armor when charging forward. On his strike, special, and then special move. Good lord. Okay. What the frick? Why did they make this Frieza so freaking good? And he's green too, by the way. But, goddamn. He is so stupid. What? I don't know what they were thinking with putting this guy in the game, but okay, man, let's go on to Whis. Again, honestly, I might even say Frieza's a must-have. If you're running LOE, this guy's a must-have. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. All right, so Whis restores ally health by 20%, shortens sub count by 3, nullifies attribute downgrades up to 3 times to allies. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade minus 50% to health restoration. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 5 to strike and blast arts cost. And then for 15 timer counts, this is okay. So his main ability is not the greatest, but he's essentially like a support unit. Is basically what I'm getting at. Like, this guy's not meant to, like, for him really to do anything. He's more of there to help your like your entire team. Because he's going to be healing your team, which is nice. And then, of course, you know, reducing sub count is really good as well. Alright, so his first passive. So he does get card draw speed, which is nice. Applies the buff effect and nullify enemy special. Okay, so he basically nullifies cover changing for 60 timer counts. He gets 20% to damage inflicted by allies, so he's increasing the damage inflicted by allies, cannot be cancelled. Applies some following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. 80% to damage inflicted, cannot be stacked. Reduces damage received by 40%, cannot be stacked. Minus 5 to strike and blast. Okay, so these buffs can be cancelled, but what's really nice is this. This is really nice right here. Is that, again, he's going to be giving his teammates extra damage, which, if you run him with Frieza, Frieza's already getting stupid amounts of damage, so there's that. And the unfortunate part is, again, this is, like, cancelable. So if you're fighting a Frieza, again, Frieza nullifies your attribute upgrades, so this will all go away if Whis is fighting a Frieza, and Frieza uses his abilities. So this is not the best because, again, it's cannot be cancelled. Second passive. Alright, so when this character is switched to standby, restores ki by 25, 15% to damage inflicted, 50% to ki recovery. Both are for 15 timer counts. So that's nice. Applies the following effects to enemy every time when faced with an enemy. Reduces ki by 25, reduces a card draw speed for 15 timer counts, which is nice. Restores own vanishing gauge by 50% when enemy switches characters. While this character is on the battlefield, it activates 5 times. This might not be as impactful, I think, as many people might see it as, because, again, Whis, I don't think, is going to be really doing that much damage himself, because, again, it doesn't really seem like he's going to be doing a lot of damage-wise himself, but he is going to be a really good damn support type unit, I'll tell you that right now. So he does do massive impact damage on his blue card. Reduces enemy ki by 70. Okay, that is annoying. And then he has blast armor when charging forward. So I mean, this goes hand in hand with how he's built. Is he's essentially there to kind of like annoy the enemy and kind of force you to switch, which again goes into his passive part right here, where, you know, he does get his vanishing gauge restored by 50%, which is really good. So yeah, dude, this Whis, I think more than anything is going to be like a stupidly good and annoying unit to like have on your team. In the terms of like fighting him, Whis is just going to be really annoying, which I think is really good, because again, I mean, Vados really has aged at this point, so I think Whis is going to essentially take over her role as, you know, the designated support on Godiki, because again, he leads Godiki. Okay, on his green card, he restores health by 10%, which is nice. 20% to damage inflicted. At least he's giving himself damage. Applies the following effects to enemy on hit. Again, so this is where his new ability comes in, where, again, he basically makes it so that you don't know which cards you have, because, again, they become different looking. So essentially, again, the way my brain is thinking about it is that he'll hit you with it, he takes your cards, you turn them into, like, again, mystery cards, essentially. He shuffles them so you don't even know the order that they're in for 10 timer counts. So you basically have to play a guessing game for 10 timer counts. And then, yes, it says all cards are turned face down for the effect duration and their positions are shuffled. Inflicts attribute downgrade 10, plus 10 to strike arts cost for 15 timer counts. Blast armor when charging forward. And then this, of course, gives you his tag that he's going to be buffing, which is Godiki, base, and blast. Base strike and blast defense. But he is going to give a little extra buff to special move damage inflicted by tag Godiki, which I do think this Frieza is, but unfortunately doesn't say if this Frieza, what he's going to be buffing, unfortunately. Yeah, it doesn't say that he's going to be, yeah, it doesn't say what he's going to be buffing. Alright, so I'll leave it at this. This Frieza is stupidly good. This Frieza is going to be doing ridiculous amounts of damage. I'm just going to leave it at that. This Whis is going to be really annoying. I think this Whis is going to be probably the most annoying unit in the game to fight. I don't think Whis is anything, like, broken, but I do think Whis is, again, just going to be an absolute, like, annoyance to essentially fight. Kind of like, again, this is not a really fair comparison, but kind of like Ultra Gogeta, where when he's on the field, you just, like, don't want to be fighting him. That's essentially what this Whis is going to be, except Whis is going to be, like, debuffing you to hell, essentially. Like, he's just going to be doing weird gimmicks against you. Again, his obscure thing is going to be super annoying, so he's not going to be, like, intimidating in the sense that he can kill you. He's going to be intimidating in the sense that, again, when you fight him, it's just annoying. It's just something that's not enjoyable. So that's pretty much what I'm getting from these characters is, again, Frieza's going to be stupidly good, and then Whis is, again, just going to be a huge annoyance in everyone's butt. Let me see if anything else is dropped. Alright, so again, like I was saying, again, you know, the whole Frieza beam from the Tournament of Power when he gets rid of Frost. So yeah, that appears to be it. So anyways, guys, again, that is going to do it for today's video. You guys can let me know what you guys think of this Golden Frieza and Whis. I personally think Frieza might be one of the best, if not potentially the best unit in the game now. Again, he's really going to bring LOE into, like, probably one of the top 3 teams in the game. So yeah, if you run LOE and you main LOE, I mean, this is literally the unit you want. So again, that is going to do it for today's video, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.
The name of this one is Rosé. Oh, this is the power of legendary Super Saiyan Goku. Now I understand.